Hello, hello. This is the guy who calls himself Soljan Solray. I've made a few videos about this game before, but I kind of want to go more in depth than what I did before. So I'm thinking I want to start a playthrough of the game. Don't really know how this is gonna go, but I want to try and go through it. Um, there's a lot to do in this game now. A lot of content available for people to play. A lot of players to play as. Characters play as. You know what I mean. Um, I have 34 character slots on my account. I've paid for the game, so there's more bonuses than you're gonna get if you're free to play. I do apologize in advance. I can't do anything about that. I guess I could make a new account, but I don't really want to do that. Um, I've already started a character on this server, on the server Thrain. But I think for the purposes of this video and the purposes of doing a playthrough of the game, we're going to make a new one. Alright, so Dungeons and Dragons has two major phases for both players and the GMs, and this translates into the MMO here as well. The first major phase that you gotta tackle is preparation. And when you're making a new character, starting a new campaign, whatever, the first prep session is gonna be making the character. We have a wide variety of things to choose from. So under melee, we have our fighters, which are like jack of all fighting trades: just sword, board, spear. I guess axe, you know, crossbows, bows, anything you name it. As long as it's a weapon, they can hold it, they can use it. Barbarian, your main hitting stuff, but angry. It's a bit spongier, can do a lot of damage. Both of these are good for either tanks or melee DPS, or both if you can swing it. Paladins are going to be closer to your tanks than melee DPS. They can do a little bit of spot healing, but mostly you're there for support and drawing hate off the enemy. Or you could, again, make it a DPS character. And then Monk, Punchy McPunchface. These are mostly melee DPS. Mostly, I say mostly a lot. I'm gonna say mostly a lot because this game allows you to customize the heck out of your character. You could play a monk that uses a longbow. You can play a paladin that uses a longbow. Look at that, she's holding a sword and shield. How would she use a longbow? Your barbarian could use a longbow if you really wanted to. I'm trying, it's having trouble. In addition to that, there's these alternate variations, these archetypes for some of these classes now. This is new, and I think you have to pay for them. They're not free. Most of them, I think. And those add another variety to the way the game plays. For instance, Dragon Lord, you get auras and elemental attacks in addition to the other subclasses it lets you have access to. These work by replacing some of your feats as well as one of your enhancement trees with its own enhancement tree. So like Dragon Disciple is monk, but more so. And Paladin is monk, like the Sacred Fist is monk, but Paladin. Under your spells, most of these are going to be either a support healing type or spellcaster DPS, damage per second. Or you can customize the heck out of them and have them do something wacky, like, well, I don't know, a cleric that does longbows. I'm very fascinated with longbows, if you hadn't noticed. And again, a lot of these also have archetypes that I think you have to pay for. Some of these classes aren't available from the start. Like, I think Monk you have to pay for. Druid and Warlock and Favorite Soul you have to pay for. And then the good thing about this game is you don't necessarily have to use money to pay for these. As you play through the game, you'll rack up points that you can then spend on unlocking these. So you're good there. Or you could, pay the game. He helps keep. You can pay money too. It helps keep the game running. And the three guys on the forums bickering. Specialist classes. Most of these are also going to be a DPS role or a support role. Mostly single target, rogue, and be DPS up close or ranged. Artificer could swing any direction. Artificer and Alchemist here also paid classes. You get Ranger, Rogue, and Bard normally. For this, I think. And then, of course, we've got iconic classes, which start you at level 15 and have a fancy version of one of the other classes. You're locked into, unfortunately, the race and class combo, or species and class combo if you prefer, for these. But you start at level 15, and similar to archetypes, they also come with their own unique feats and enhancement trees. I am going to start. I'm going to recreate a character I already have. So I think I'm going to start. Start as a fighter. I think. Or I didn't really think this far ahead. I did not think this far ahead at all. I might be cutting a lot of this out. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm going to start this as a fighter. So I'm going to recreate a character that I've drawn in the past and then probably never posted here. Now, if you're just starting the game out, you can choose one of these paths here, and the game will automatically apply feats and skill points and everything at level up. It is perfectly fine to play the game this way, especially if you're just learning. Because I know what I'm doing, I'm going to customize this. And again, we have here our list of races or species we can choose from. Most of these are paid. So the ones, if I recall, that you have access to at the start are dwarves, halflings, humans, I think elf corvair? Yeah. And I thought there was one more. Could be wrong. I think those were the ones that were unlocked at the start. Very limited, but there's things you can do in-game to unlock some of these. You can unlock Drow Elves by playing. You can unlock Warforged by playing. I think you can unlock Artificer by playing. There's a few of these you can unlock by playing. And some of these come in bundles, and those bundles will go on sale periodically. Just keep an eye out for those. Like this one, I don't have this one unlocked yet. This one's just vampires, but less so. I'm going to start us as a human fighter. Alright, so now we get to our ability points. Dungeons & Dragons Online uses the point buy system. We start, as a human, we start at 8 on our score across the board. And we can spend points to increase that score. This point, bit complex. This point cost to increase the score goes up. So we won't be spending all 32 points into strength. We can. But you can see at this point it costs 3 of these points to increase it. And also there's a cap. We can only increase it a certain amount. 18 strength would be good for us. I'm going to knock it down by 1 so we can get some of those points back. Constitution is going to be very important for what I'm planning to do with this character. At this point, maybe do a little bit less Constitution, a little bit more Dexterity. 13 of that. And then I'm going to knock these scores up so that they are above 0 on the modifier, so that they are flat. Don't necessarily have to do this. Most people just ignore these and will focus on their min-maxing. I like to do this because I don't like having any negative modifiers, if at all possible. Next, after ability points, is our skill points. 2 things that affect how many points you have to spend here. One is your character's intelligence, which is one of the reasons why I don't like it having a negative score, a modifier. The other is which class you are playing. So you can see as a fighter with +0 to the modifier, we only get 12 points to spend. And a lot of these skills here have a star next to the name of the skill. These are skills that our class is not proficient in. If I put points in them, I'm only putting half. I'm only bumping their score up by 1. So what I really want to do is I want to focus up here, and I get just enough points to do that. Since we're going on the front line, I'm going to plus our Intimidate up as much as it can go. I'm going to plus our Jump up as much as it will go. I'm going to stop plussing Jump at some point, because I want to focus it somewhere else. And I'm going to plus our Swim, because that seems like a good idea. If I wanted to, what I could do is instead of plussing Swim, I could plus Balance. But there are more than a few quests in this game where you have to swim for a certain distance. And if you don't have a water breathing effect, you will have problems. Past that, we are now at our feats. These are things our character is capable of. We get 1 feat for creating the character. Humans get a bonus feat. And our class also has its own feat that it can gain. And these ones are marked in yellow. So first things first, I'm going to find Toughness. Where'd it go? Toughness, there it is. That's the first feat I'm taking. The next feat I'm taking is two-handed fighting. I'm doing a character that does two-handed weapons. Now the next feat is going to be tricky, because I always forget which one's the best one to take. Let's see, magical training is not going to help us. Weapon finesse is not going to help us. Weapon focus would be fine, I think. Heal checks would be fine. Probably better for a healer. Snake blood would be funny. Stealthy is not going to help us with what I'm doing. Dodge isn't going to help us because we're going to be wearing heavy armor. I could take Die Hard, but I think there's a tree I can get that takes that as grants that as a feat. could take toughness again. That is an interesting point. I think what I'll do is I will take power attack here. And it'll give us an activated stance that will be hitting less often, but we'll do more damage when we hit. Two-handed fighting I took here. There's a lot of words to go through. Long story short, we do better holding two-handed weapons. And toughness, we get more hit points, and we can take this one as many times as we want, and it stacks its effect. As you can see, there's a lot more things I could be taking. Could I have taken cleave? Or no, it requires power attack, so I'll be taking that next chance I get. Alright, next, this is a summary, everything we just went through. This is your last chance, I think, to look it all over, really take in what's going on before getting into the game. I might have to cut this out. I'm going to go ahead and... This is your classic character customization stuff. Nothing too fancy, no sliders. Everyone's got the same body type, I think. Mostly just customize face, colors, shapes. I'll be cutting this out. There we go. I think that's the character I remember. And if I really remember, I'll have to figure out how to put a picture of this one up on the screen somewhere. Alright, not that it matters. Most people haven't seen her. Alright. Let's see. Alright, let's hope this name isn't taken. Hey, we got it. Alright, now the character's created, they're on the list. Let's head in. Alright, I'm not cutting this out so much. If you are a player with as many things on your account as I do, you're going to be seeing this airship a lot, especially if you're making new characters. Before I get too much farther, I'll go to options. I'll change some UI settings. I'm going to click Don't Show Hints for my own personal sanity. I'm going to turn off auto target breakables. Again, for my own personal sanity. Something in here, I think. I'm going to also click auto hide target UI. So this little interface right here. This pops up when you have something targeted. And if you click this, as soon as you're not targeting something, it goes away. So it makes it way more noticeable if you're targeting something. This could be important for something like, I don't know, trying to find a breakable or an enemy that just popped into view. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'm going to go ahead and break down the UI because that's a good idea that I just thought about. So up here, the top left, we have our buffs and debuffs. This will scroll all the way across the top. And you can hover over them to see what they do. Here we have our portrait, our name, and our health bar. This bar down here becomes a spell points bar for spellcasters. And there's even a third bar that appears if you are a monk for your key count. This bar here is new, recent, and this tracks how many times you can tumble before your character is too tired to do it again. I do not like this change, but apparently it was necessary. So I'm going to put it right there under our health bar. Somewhere around here, invisibly, is a party member list. I've left it at the default. It defaults to not showing unless you have members in your party, and then it only shows those members. I've seen some people they'll have this show you in the list as well as up here. That's just a personal preference thing. I'm leaving it invisible. Down here is the chat. And if I'm smart, I will have myself block this out as soon as we get out into public areas. At the bottom of the screen here, we have the big experience bar. Gaining experience is very important for this game. So you are progressing your character through the game. So keeping track of it, you can always look down and see how much you have. This button is your main menu. If you resize the window, it sometimes clips out of the screen, and you have to drag it up and click on it. We have access to pretty much everything we need here. I'll go through those as we go. This here is one of our hotbars. We can have, I think, you can press this button and it can pop them out. I think you can have up to 20 active at one time. There is no real reason to have 20 active at one time, but you can do it. Let me hide all these down. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and rearrange this real quick. I'm going to put search over here. I'm going to take sneak off because I don't need it. I'm going to put this over here and click it to turn it on. We are now in our power attack stance. I'm going to take defensive fighting off. I'm going to put sunder on 2 and trip on 3. Put intimidate on 1. I'm going to accidentally take intimidate off the hotbar. So now I'm going to open up my character sheet. Let's go find it. So I guess while we're here, I'll look through this too. So we have our name. We have what kind of build we have and how many past lives. You can keep track of that if you're someone who's doing loops through the game. The number of past lives you have actually does affect some things up to a certain point. For a first life character, if you're not a VIP, all quests you unlock are at normal. Until you beat them. Then you can unlock them on hard, and then after you clear them on hard, you can unlock them on elite and reaper. Get into that later. We can see our race, our alignment, our gender, how many total levels we have, as well as how many levels in which classes we have. Dungeons & Dragons Online limits us to 3, which I think is a sane amount to limit us to. I think paper and pencil you can do way more than that, but 3 I think is a sane cap to the number of multi-classes you can do. You can see all sorts of stats over here. I don't remember what all of them do, but you can see them. As well, you can also hit plus here to see even more stats if you really wanted to. Maybe you're testing for something. Maybe you got maybe you're competing with somebody to have a higher number. I don't know. I think mostly you'll be looking at bonuses and stuff. And then bio. You can write your character's biography here. Or you can just write notes for yourself. Like note to self, hit stuff. Like so. I usually use this space. I might have a little quip about the character, and then I'll do a line, and then actual notes, like so. Or I might just leave it as a funny thing like this. Skills. We just went over this. These are all the skills you have trained. You can actually take these square ones and drag them onto your hotbar. The square skills, feats, enhancements, whatever, are activated clicky things you can click on your hotbar. The rounded ones, so the octagonal ones, are passive. They're always in play. And the game just checks them when it needs to. For instance, jump here, how high you jump depends on the score here. Feats, we just went over those. You can look at these at any time. You can't change them around right now. You can look at them. And again, if you have one, you can just put on your hotbar. Like I can put the attack button on the hotbar, and now I will always attack any targets in range. Similarly, Sunder and Trip here are also feats. If you have spells, they would go on this tab here. If you have enhancements, they'll go on this tab here. I'll get to those later. Destiny is for your epic level stuff past level 20. We won't be worrying about these yet. And crafting, does anyone even still do crafting? Anyway, I'm gonna go up this ramp here and talk to this lady on the stuff. So, because I'm starting with a bunch of stuff that I've collected, I can start at level 1, level 4, or level 7. For our purposes, I will be sacrificing this jumpstart and starting at level 1 on Korthos.
You find yourself waking on a shore of flotsam. Memories of a large white dragon striking your ship come flooding back.
Hello, Jeets. Alright, you gotta chat. On the ship that attacked the dragon. First survivor we've seen, sailor's been washing up for hours. At this point, we have another option to skip the Korthos Island storyline. For our purposes, I will be going through it. Are you looking for bodies or looting survivors? Yes, I seem to have misplaced my belongings. Alright, he's offering us a weapon. Alright, lead the way.
What the halfling said was true. No one but you made it to the island alive. It may be worth following this rogue. For now.
Oop, bumped into him, got a little bit of lag there. Oops.
Here we are. So you want a weapon or not?
Oh, yes, please. Here. Give me that great axe.
Go ahead. Give it a few swings.
As you take
Oh,
hold
yeah,
of the
that's
weapon,
stuff.
feeling its balance, you can't help but notice
And while I'm at it,
this
I'll just put this cloak on.
has more he wants to say.
Yo. Alright, what task do you have? Alright, give a message to Salimus in the cave up ahead.
Salimus is at the grotto. Tell her to keep her knickers on.
Alright, we can actually, at this point, break all of these barrels. I would recommend doing so if you are starting at level 1. Because you can get things.
Salimus is in the grotto.
Alright, some copper coins. You can get potions up here. If you're playing a melee character with no spells, I would recommend trying for potions. Funny thing too, if you're playing a melee character and you don't have a target, each attack is its own cleave. Alright, I just picked up some potions. I'm going to open my inventory. I'm going to hit I on the keyboard. I'm going to drag those potions onto my hotbar. I can use them from here like this.
This is all from dragon-wrecked ships like yours. It's only snowing because the dragon's frozen the island. inside and speak with Salinas. I'll wait here for Jeets.
Alright. Alright, we made it to the Grotto. Alright, so most quests take place in dungeons. And each dungeon they can access usually has a door with this little symbol on it. But this symbol also gets used for any entrance or door you can interact with. So I'm going to click on it. It'll open up this prompt right here. From here, we can select the difficulty of the dungeon. For the Grotto, we only have solo as an option. Dungeons like this will always only have solo as the option. Even if you complete them, you will not be able to do them on a higher difficulty. This game doesn't have a lot of dungeons with a solo difficulty. Mostly they are reserved for tutorial-like dungeons. There's a special bonus you can get for completing dungeons on hard and elite or Reaper without dropping to a lower difficulty. Because this character is a first life character and I am not a VIP, I will be doing all my quests on normal for this character. So we won't be worrying about the streak. Other things you can click on here, grouping options, you can do private group. I think this is the default setting. Or you can do an open group, and then anyone who's doing the matchmaking function can just enter your dungeon and help you out. Or annoy you. And there's more advanced things you can click on. You can say you'd prefer to not be a leader. You can show looking for more in the grouping list. You can always create a new instance. That's interesting. You can even set a maximum party size. This last one, that's interesting. I did not know that existed. Most dungeons only go up, and explorable areas only go up to 6 players in your party. The only time you're getting 12, most of the time, is for raids. That's the only time you'll see more than 6 players in a party. 6 is usually the limit. Alright, so I'm going to select solo, and I'm going to hit enter. I didn't have to click on solo, I just did.
Is this Salinas, the cleric you were sent to find?
Hey, Salinas.
Who in Kyber are you?
Alright, now we get to identify ourselves. We can state our class and name, or we could just be very suspicious of Jeets. Then you can click through these options to get more information if you want to about the story here. I'm just going to say, yeah, this sounds good.
First, I shall surround us with a protection spell.
Her spell temporarily prevents you from dying, though you can still suffer injuries. This effect will wear off when you leave these caves.
Now, let's be about it.
Alright. I'm actually a lot faster than her.
Gate. There must be a way to open it. Try up that ladder. I'll remain here and bash any Sawagan trying to sneak out.
Alright, so a lot of recent games have spoiled us with the ability to just climb up walls. You can't do that here. There's a ladder. Use the ladder. I would love to be able to ring this bell. I would just love to. Oh well.
You hear the shuffling and
Ow.
the wheezing of some creature coming from the corridor ahead.
Alright, that might be an issue. I just took a bit of fall damage, which tells me I need to, at some point, invest in training Tumble, because I have no points in it, so it doesn't even count it. What Tumble will do is let you tumble more often, but also reduce the distance that you fall before taking fall damage, and reduce the amount. It's not much, but if I'd taken any amount of tumble, I could have avoided spraining my ankle here. Alright, let's continue on. I'm going to trip this guy and smack him.
The corroded lever at the rear of this corridor most likely controls the gate where the cleric, Selimus, is waiting.
Alright, you might have noticed I've been switching back and forth between a targeting reticle and my mouse cursor. I'm hitting the letter T key on my keyboard to toggle between these. Alternatively, I could just hold right click on the mouse. But that stresses my finger and I don't like it, so I'll toggle. Alright, here they come.
Good job, but no time to dawdle.
We come to assist you. Onward to glory.
Selimus isn't too honked at me. Thanks for putting in the good word. Don't you worry, Selimus. I'm here to watch your behind now.
The evil aura is oppressive. Sahuagin are behind this door. I'll take point. Talbron, cover me with your spells. Jeets, kill anything that tries to flank us. You, open the door.
Door.
Charge! What, it's empty?
Oi, where's the bloody Sahuagin?
Look, the door closed behind us.
It would be logical to assume.
I'm gonna try and sunder. I'll smack him. With this character, I'm mostly just smacking. He's dead. Okay. Next wave.
There are more of them up there. Stay alert.
There they are.
Purge the wicked!
Ooh, a 44. This early? That's nice.
Sahuagin wretches, are you scared of me? Come down and fight.
Yeah, my longbow character is struggling to even get that kind of damage. Oh man. Yeah, let's just tear through these.
Such is the fate of evil. Now, let's find a way out of here.
Alright, I'm starting to get impatient. I'm gonna speed through this. Follow Jeets over here.
Anyone see a key?
Curious. I just stepped on something.
Good work. I see a key down there. Who's up for a swim?
Alright, remember how I put a few points into swim?
You
Here we go.
grab the silver key. Time to swim for the surface.
I knew you'd come in handy. This way.
Alright, and that's for this door. Easy, easy, easy.
I'm weary. Let's take a moment to rest.
Alright, so this will get us...
Stamina. I can go all night long.
Why don't you scout ahead then? Just don't get yourself in trouble.
Now you're talking. I'll take a little peek.
If you're done resting, go and scout ahead with Jeets.
Alright, so resting at the shrine restores hit points. Number one, it just restores the number of hit points based on whoever's near you that has a high heal score. So Selimus is a cleric. We're good. This also lets you, until you take any actions or cast spells or anything, if you're a spellcaster, you can also change your spells around here for a limited time after resting. So if you realize you prepped the wrong spells, you can rest at a rest shrine and pick better ones. The rest of your party is going to run off without you, but you'll be able to reset your spells in the quest. And a resurrection shrine is exactly what it sounds like. Let's hope we don't have to use it.
Crikey.
Alright, a trap. Alright, let's talk with Jeets. Alright, so if you are a rogue or artificer, you can find the trap box for this trap and disable it. Because we're not, we're going to have Jeets do it for us.
Ha! It was no match for yours, truly. You can open the door now.
You two having fun? It's time for us to go. The High Priestess should be up ahead. The onus for much suffering rests squarely upon her slimy, webbed hands. There she is, performing some kind of profane blood magic.
I will open the door. Prepare yourself. Ready? Go!
Alright, normally you want to focus the caster, but I'm going to focus the weak guys first. Now we can focus the caster. There we go.
According to our employer, there's a secret passage around here somewhere leading to Korthos.
Aye.
You boys look for it. I must cleanse the profane energies around the shrine.
Let Selimus do her thing. You and I'll take care of the important stuff. The treasure.
Alright, our first treasure chest. Click on it, open it up. You get a list of options, a list of items that are in the chest that you can loot. You can pick these out one by one. You can pass them to other party members. Or you can go down here, click loot all, and just take it all. Which brings us to the next thing, actually equipping things. So opening up the inventory, we can drag these things to whichever slots we want, or we can double click and it'll just put it there. Armor, unless it is clothing or a robe, takes time to equip, and if you try to move, you get interrupted and can't really equip it. It doesn't come up very often, but it's good to know if you like loot something and your party's moving on and you really just want to put on cool armor, but you know. Alright, now for the next thing. Let's follow the marks on the wall.
Rogue senses are tingling. There's something fishy in this
You
room.
feel a stiff
Try
draft
searching
from
around.
somewhere in this room. Perhaps the hidden passage to the village is in here.
Alright, now we use the search skill that's been on our hotbar this whole time. I will eventually take this off the hotbar, but for the first few levels, we can actually use it.
Found the secret passage? Go on, open it then. Brilliant. Hardy lasses and pints up the wazoo. Here I come.
We're almost done here. The way out is up ahead. But first, I want to reward you for your assistance. Please, come speak with me.
Alright, that's our next objective. Alright, she's going to reward us with something cool, awesome. It's a fiery weapon. Or if you're a spellcaster, it's a wand of finger of fire, or a wand of spark of light. Or if you're a monk, it's these very acidic hand wraps. There's a number of good options here to start you off on whatever class you're picking. For this character's purpose, I'm taking the Ember Great Axe. And again, I will equip that now. Now, you might have noticed, a bar went up, filled, and it came back around. But it didn't give us another level. Instead, we got a rank. I'll go more into what that's about here as soon as we step outside.
Stepping out of the grotto, you find yourself in Korthos Village. The Sahuagin have threatened this place for generations. Judging from how it looks now, the Sahuagin are winning.
Alright,
However,
well,
some hopeful souls still hold out for help to arrive.
alright, ranks are different from levels, but they build towards a level, so don't worry about that. In fact, getting more ranks is good. Each level has 5 ranks you can have before you hit the next level. And then you can actually hold the level and keep getting more ranks up until the second level after that. And then it doesn't let you get any more, you'll be wasting experience. But you can actually, if you have to, hold on to a level while playing with other players so that you can all coordinate and level up at the same time, even if you're gaining experience at different rates. I think, I want to say what class you have can affect experience gain. How many past lives you have affects experience gain. If this is my second or third life on this character, I'd be gaining like experience, but I'd also be able to open up the harder dungeons immediately. What gaining a rank also does, if we go down here to our main menu and open up enhancements, or if we hit Control R, we can open up our enhancement list. We gain 1 point, 1 action point for gaining a rank up. We don't gain one for the rank up that becomes a level, but we do gain one for ranking up otherwise. And we can spend that on these enhancement traits. So I'm going to spend that on Kensei Focus. And for the moment, I'm going to pick axes. And I'm going to click accept. That is now burned in, and we now gain a bonus to hit with battle axes, great axes, and hand axes. If we don't like our choice, or if we want to reset it all and do it all over, we can hit reset tree to reset that tree specifically. I don't have enough platinum yet, which costs platinum to do this. It's very expensive. Or I could hit reset all trees, which will reset all of them at once. I like to do that once I've started getting more of the equipment that I'm wanting to actually play with, or once I've gotten to level 20 and I've started into epic levels, I will reset it all and then set it up where I need it. For now, I'm just going to build with what I have, and then I can swap it over once I start getting what I actually want to equip. Alright, that's done. We step out from this guy's house, and we can talk to Randall here. So Randall is going to give us a tutorial on how to bind our character. This is the respawn point. So if you die, and I'm going to go ahead and go through it. So right now, if I were to die and then release the character, release their soul, they will respawn here, which would be okay while I'm playing in this area. But if I'm, say, at the end of the world fighting big dragons, I don't want to be respawning here every time I die. So I'm going to run past all these guys and go into the tavern here. Alright, in the tavern here we have our bartender. You can talk to them. You can buy drinks. You can have them repair your equipment. You can sell things that you don't need, like these arrows. Or if you accidentally sold something, you can buy it back. It's a limited time to how long you can do it. It is not a fair cost. You can do that. I'm actually going to hold on to these for now because we might end up needing to use the bow. There's some quest givers in here. For Korthos Island, there's some NPCs in here you can talk to get tips and tricks on how to play the type of class you're playing. Whether it's the set ones that the game comes with, or when you build yourself, you can get an idea on certain place patterns. We need to talk to this guy here, Brother Malden. There's one of these in every tavern or questing town in the game. You're going to be looking for the bracket spirit binder close bracket, or whatever the arrow thing is. If I die in battle, can you bring me back? Yes, I want to be resurrected here. Now the other thing Brother Malden offers, aside from the tutorial on how to find a quest, which I will get to, I'm not clicking that, is he can cast a healing spell on you for gold pieces. These, at our current level, we cannot afford these. We'd be better off buying potions, I think. So at our current level, we cannot afford these, but these are an option. Particularly these two right here would be the most important to know about for later. Remove curse, remove disease. I'm going to go back out and start the first quest. Alright, so aside from that tutorial, the first quest we have access to is Miss Bower Daughter. Cajun? Bower Daughter, who wants us to go into her family crypt and stop people from resurrecting her family. The bad way. Alright, so here we can choose multiple difficulty settings if we had access to them. I only have access to normal, so we're going in on normal.
Coming from deep in the crypt, you hear the strange and unsettling echoes that Kaya spoke of. And by the passage leading in, a grim-faced man glares at you.
Alright, Jacoby Drexelhand, just let me in.
Strange. Sarcophagi line the walls, but they're broken open and empty. Where did the bodies go?
Alright.
You notice something strange about the wall to the west. If you search the wall, you may discover more.
Alright, let's see if our search skill is high enough. It is not. We are going the long way. Alright. So something... Okay. Trip the caster, beat him up, beat this guy up.
What were those
There we go.
cultists up to? This bears more investigation. A treasure chest glimmers in the dark passage here.
Alright, so this chest, this is a very good tutorial.
Though rusty, this longsword is still sharp. It's a slashing weapon, perfect for slicing through putrid zombie flesh that would resist puncturing or bludgeoning weapons.
So they're trying to tell you about it before you end up fighting them. But undead have damage resistances to the different physical types of damage: piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing. If you hit one with the wrong type of damage, you'll just be damaging your weapon a little bit faster. I see those guys over there. I'm gonna go this way first before I open the door. If you want, this quest has bonus objectives. If you want all of the bonus objectives for this quest, you're going to want to kill the caster before they can finish their line.
Performing some kind of ritual.
Come, dead son of Korthos, rise and do my bidding.
Smash the altar.
A magical crest appears from the destroyed altar. If you take it with you, it may be useful later.
If you let that...
You continue to hear cultists about their evil work from further inside the crypt.
Alright, if you let this caster finish their line, and there's one for each altar that we can raid. If you let that caster finish their line, this guy will come up and start attacking you. And also you'll lose the optional bonus. Pick up the crest and move on. Trip.
As As you slay these foul cultists, take care to keep your own health up.
Alright, that was, I think you get that notification for killing a certain amount of these guys. But that's just your reminder, if you have potions, keep your health up. But it's already up. We haven't been hit yet. Alright.
Another treasure chest. Perhaps the cultists brought it here, but it's yours now.
Alright, it's inside.
This heavy mace is a bludgeoning weapon, ideal for smashing apart skeletons. Their bones are resistant to puncturing or slashing weapons.
Alright, another wizard. Let's go, go, go.
There's another Sahuagin. It croaks.
Cragwolf Heyton, in life you served the light.
Another crest drops out as you smash the altar. There might still be other altars elsewhere in this crypt.
Easy, easy, easy. And if you see a spellcaster in a group, target them first. Use your crowd control move on them. Make sure they can't cast spells. 'Cause, in this game, they're fine at level 1, and they're terrifying at level 20. If I wanted to, I don't feel like doing it, but if I wanted to get more experience, I would be smashing these sarcophagi. There is a bonus you get for breaking breakables, and these are breakables. I'm not doing it, but if you want to, you can. Oh, I tripped both of them. Nice. That doesn't usually happen. Alright.
A chest. It's out in the open and unprotected. And that's probably what the dead cultist by the chest thought. Acid sprays out of the wall as the gate slams shut.
Alright, this is to demonstrate a trap. If you have trapper skills, you can find the box of this and disable it. I do not. So instead, I'm going to go through, loot the chest. Nice little ring of diplomacy and more hit points. Nice. Go ahead and equip that. Look at that, more hit points. Cross, pull the lever to open the gate back up. And then this passageway here is the back side of this hidden door we saw at the start. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up now. Even though I don't really need to.
This is a dark and dusty passage. It doesn't look like anyone's come through here in decades.
Right, we did not disable the trap. Some traps are a once and done, and then some of them will trigger and then reset once you leave, like their trigger zone. And then some of them, once they're activated, they just stay activated and they don't turn off. It's really annoying. Alright, last altar.
In the middle of this chamber is an evil devourer altar. By it, a Sahuagin rumbles. The Sahuagin's plan must have been to use. When the altar collapses, a third crest appears. It glows with cold magic.
Nice. That's all 3 of those bonus objectives. Alright, now if I really needed to, I could rest at these shrines here. But that, as you saw, that did not take us much effort at all. So I don't actually need to rest.
A magical barrier blocks the way, and behind it, another Sahuagin performs unholy rituals at a devourer altar. This barrier appears linked to 3 sockets in the wall. If you find the crest to those sockets, it may allow you passage.
Alright, we have the crest for that. I want to explain something first. Alright, this quest will end once you break the altar, regardless of if you kill a necromancer or not. You still want to kill a necromancer first to stop them from summoning the zombie. But if you want the onslaught bonus and then the breakables, the rest of the breakables smash bonus, assuming you've been doing that, you're going to want to hold off on destroying the altar until you've done that. You still kill the necromancer, of course, but I'm going to hard target them with tap, and I'm going to click on these.
You fit the last crest
Oh,
in
it didn't
place,
stay. Okay.
and the magic shield dissipates. The
Alright, Trip,
Sahuagin
let's
inside
kill this guy.
spits out in a venomous voice.
These fools
Kill this
who keep
guy.
Korthos shall be consumed by the devourer.
There we go, conquest bonus. Now, if I wanted to break every breakable on the map, I would get even more of an experience bonus. I do not care.
Your bold action saved Korthos and brought the Sahuagin's fell scheme to naught. The treasure chest in the antechamber is now yours.
Alright, you heard that click, and then you heard the Dungeon Master blab. This chest is ours. Yeah, something for a different character. Technically, we can equip this. We don't need it. We're going to sell it. And another rank up. Very good, very good. Alright, and our reward for that, aside from the treasure chest, was a choice between an amulet of inner focus and an amulet of the brute. So this one drops 2 of our stats to increase constitution, and this one doesn't drop any stats, so I'm picking it.
Some of the braver villagers tried to stem the Sahuagin tide, but their courage led to naught but grievous injuries. Korthos needs someone with more than just guts.
Alright, so with that, if I hit our map button, 2 more quests just opened up on our map. I can access the map by hitting M. These check marks are the next quests on this little checklist here. So that's why they're a check mark instead of a chalice. A blue chalice on the map. I don't know if I can't zoom in on that. So a blue chalice on the map is a quest that we have already completed, we still have access to. These little coin shapes are vendors or merchants. These little leaf or feather shapes are class trainers. Got a hireling vendor here with the cross swords. Your pub is a green cup. And dungeon entrances are these doors. You've got a plus shape here for markers leading into or out of an explorable area, and a little green shape here for an entrance leading to another town instance, I think. Yeah, this one leads into Stormreach. So town instances like this are always safe places. You can swing your weapons if you want, but you're not going to be hurting anybody. You're safe here. Alright, so Linus Ware has another quest for us. I'm going to go speed through the dialogue because I have done this quest dozens of times. He wants us to go into the village storehouse and bring him back a scroll. And that's right over here.
Dust and mold fill this ill-maintained storehouse. You can hear the telltale skittering of vermin nearby.
Alright, so this is where if I had any buffs, I would like to put them on, but because I'm not a spellcaster, I don't have to worry about it. And oh, there we go, there's a spider. Yeah. And now we can just go ahead and smash stuff, because we're not, you know, we're not disrespectful here. We're looking for something. Hey, a potion. And that is not a starter potion, so I'm going to put it also on the hotbar. It's a separate item. I think it heals a little bit more. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Oh, that's not a good sign. Ow. Balls. Okay. Alright. Hit. Okay. Looks like I might be heading into a lag storm here. It was such an old game. It does crop up from time to time. Not much you can do about it. Oh, it didn't last that long this time. Alright. Yep. That's quite the delay there. Come on. You gonna open it? Hello?
This appears to be the main storeroom. It seems the villagers have been preparing for a protracted siege.
Ooh, I'm glad I was attacking just then. Hey, a potion.
A large silver key falls out of the crate.
Alright, that's what we're after. I'm kind of curious. What happens if I keep smashing stuff? I think that's everything in the room. Alright. I was checking to see if it would drop another one. It'd be funny if it did.
A Sahagin emerges from a hidden passage, demanding the key.
Alright.
You mustn't let the scrolls fall into Devourer.
And bully this guy. Yep. There we go. Easy, easy, easy. Yeah, more loot for someone else. Okay. Psst, 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 psst. There we go. Click. Alright, there is the, I think, first breakables bonus. Plus 10%. Also, for smashing breakables, you get stuff. It makes sense. Come on, come on, come on, come on, let me move. Alright, that key goes for this door.
The door swings open, revealing a magical sphere around. It appears that the floor in this room can be moved and rotated.
Alright, get to that in a moment. Alright, that's ransack bonus. Alright, when you see the bonus has like these 2 stars on either side of it, you're not going to get any more out of it. It goes up to 15%. So if I smash any more of these breakables, that bonus isn't going to go higher. I've already smashed enough. Apparently Misadventure broke one of them. I don't know who that is, but they better explain themselves. Alright. Puzzle time. So this is one of the many kinds of puzzles. I'm sorry, this type of puzzle gets used many times within this game. So it's just connect the dots. But only with these tiles. So you gotta rotate them. Like so. I like to solve these from the destination to the source. that. So that one is lit, but I need 3 more to light up.
The protective spell dissipates. All that remains now is to take and deliver the scroll.
I'm gonna smash more boxes. Alright, I think that's everything. Alright, and what Linus gives us is a selection of belts. We can either increase our reflex saves, increase our fortitude saves, or increase our hit points. Normally I go with fortitude saves. Some people go with hit points. I'm not sure of any that go with reflex. Maybe they just like to get hit. Alright, so before I talk to this next person, I'm going to visit the general vendor. I'm going to sell off. Here, if you didn't get any of the equipment you wanted, you can get a basic unenchanted version of it. You can also get level 1 spell components, Thieves' Tools, repair kits, etc. I can also buy the starter potions here. I can buy 1 starter potion here. Right? It's platinum, right? Yeah. So I'm going to sell some things. I'm going to sell these enchanted items I don't need. Sell these gems. I'm going to click the sell gems button. I'm going to sell mage armor because the armor we're getting. Because the way mage armor works is it gives you an armor bonus, but we're wearing armor, so we already have an armor bonus, and this armor bonus is higher, so mage armor does nothing. I'm going to sell the potion of protection from evil and resist fire. And then I'm going to close him out. I'll come back to him later. For the next quest, I am going to summon... I'm going to hire a hireling. Here you have good help available. I would like to hire a Dryad Will-O-Wisp. Most of the time you're going to be hiring the Cleric or the Favorite Soul, or whichever one's a healer. If you're already a healer, it would be more prudent to hire, say, the Barbarian, the Fighter, or the Sorcerer. Or if you're already a healer, you could just solo these things. It's not too difficult unless you're doing Reaper. Alright, Balder the Bold. We need to... What he wants us to do is protect the crystal for a moment. Alright, I'm going to open my inventory, find that contract, and summon Dryad. Alright, her health bar appears in our party list, and her task bar. She gets her own little task bar. And we move over here for now. These contracts last an hour in game time and pause when you're in towns. You can only have one of these kind at a time, and you cannot summon one that is a higher level than you. Your level or lower. Dryad, we can have follow us or stand their ground right there. A little post saying where they told to stand. If they get stuck somewhere, you can order them to come to you. They will teleport to you, and everything goes on cooldown.
Ahead is the cellar where the Caneth crystal is hidden.
And then you can have her specifically use her abilities. Or you can just set her to active, and she will automatically attack things that get within her range. I'm going to walk in here by the crystal.
The life-saving heat emanating from the magic crystal Balder spoke of. But from the shadows approach those who would doom Korthos by destroying it.
Alright, so the enemies here are going to spawn in and immediately stealth. If you have an high enough spot or listen, you can attack them before they get close. Otherwise, you're going to have to rely on Dryad or some other hireling. Oh, I heard that guy, but I didn't see him. I'm hearing somebody over here. Yep. Do you think I was just going to stand still the whole time? Oh, the acolytes are going to be particularly dangerous because they can just shoot at us. I want to stick close to the crystal because I know there's going to be guys sneaking up while I'm busy over there. Yep, there he is. Aha! Acolyte. Yeah, as you can see, sometimes NPCs will try to go to the same location and get confused and dance around each other. Oh, she's got this. There we go. Alright, and then for this quest, the last guy always spawns out here. Usually gotta wait quite a while. Yep. Quite a while. Yay. Which one of us got the end? Oh! There's the network indicator. I was wondering when that would show up. Yeah, that's not good. Good thing we finished the quest. Let's get out of here. I think it counted. So, let's go get out of here and turn that in. Baldar gives us our choice of bracers. So you can reduce slashing, reduce piercing, or get a clicky that casts a spell. I'm going to reduce piercing.
Hero, it is on the people's lips as you walk by. Cautious looks have become friendly nods. Then word comes that your presence is requested in the tavern.
Alright, this will be the last quest I do for this video. Alright, back to the tavern. Talk to Sigmund. Oh, hang on. I think that might have glitched out. Yep, there it is. Alright, the collaborator. Let's go ahead and summon Dryad while we're here. You can only summon these contract hirelings at the start of the quest. So I think if I move further enough...
This must be the collaborator stepping in from the dark.
I think if I walk over by that door, even though that's the actual entrance to the tavern, because this is the quest entrance over here, it wouldn't count. You can still walk back to where you started. It's just... I have to summon her here. I'm going to set her to active and tell her to bless us. Alright, yep. Okay. Alright, so as a fighter type, you want to try and drag the aggro off of your healer whenever possible. You also want to drag them off the squishies.
Your stalwart defense gives the Sahagin pause, but you hear more of them gathering outside for a final assault.
A cheeky little chest back here.
You notice a small chest hidden behind the bar.
I'm not doing short bows, so that's not very useful for me. Dang it. Come on, come on. I'm gonna stand right here because I know there's someone spawns here. Yeah.
You have weathered the Sahagin storm. Now, after that traitorous Jacoby Drexelhand, he must have fled into the cellar.
I don't know how I did that, but I'll take it. I'm gonna have Dryad stand right here. And there's a reason for that.
Drexelhand isn't here. However, webbed footprints on the ground betray the location of a secret passage.
Alright, so you just saw that little...
Tracking them may reveal the way to open that passage.
Saw that little pop-up over the head, and then this indicator right here saying, we sense a draft. There might be a secret door. So we try and search. And look, we found it. This quest is also nice to us, because even though we can do this secret door that way, they have marked on the ground leading to this little lever right here.
The chamber beyond the secret passage looks ancient, predating Korthos Village.
Now, the reason I held Dryad back is because I wouldn't be able to explain that with Dryad here. For some reason, they've made it so that when hirelings detect a secret door, they automatically find it for you. Which means she'd be getting the bonus for finding it, not me. Granted, there are not enough secret doors to get a bonus for finding it, but you know. More crap. Potion of jumping might be interesting. I might have to save that for later. More guys, and a rest point. Alright, another chest. I am taking that. Am I taking that? Yeah, I'm taking that. That does more damage, and it pierces armor. There we go. See, defensive. I'm gonna focus these guys in the back. Alright, and that gets us a conquest bonus.
Drexelhand thought that siding with the Sahagin would save his life.
Alright, and with that quest completed, that is actually enough experience for a full level up. I'll be taking care of that next time I play. What do we get? What do we get? Shield? I'm not using shields. Alright, whatever. Alright, and from Sigmund we get another weapon. Or if you're a spellcaster, you can choose the discarded ring. Fenton's Bite is an interesting one. Lets you get hit points back. Most of the rest of these just hate on Sahagin, which are monstrous humanoids. Minor Flaming is interesting if you're into punching. The great crossbow is great if you're a crossbow. The rest of these are monstrous humanoid bane, which I do not care about. So I'll pick up Finton's Bite because it's good, and then is it about a character? I'll pick up the Great Axe. I'll pick up the Great Axe. I don't like it, but I'll pick it up.
Victories have made the village much safer, but only temporarily. It's time to take the fight to the Sahuagin, out in the wilds of Korthos Island.
I forgot that I cannot, at this point, turn the camera around because the middle mouse button on my mouse does not work. So I'll have to just say this was fun, and then I'll continue this quest chain next week. Maybe next week. Maybe the week after. Sometime soon. So from the back of my head, hope you have a good night.